Good morning, dear students. Welcome to my class again. Today, we will be starting with a new content. That is, we will start with a poem, very famous poem, Sound and Sense, which is written by Alexander Pope. Before starting the poem, let us start with the short introduction of the poet. Now here, as you can see on the board, that the poet's name is Alexander Pope. Okay, he was born in United Kingdom on 21st of May 1688. He died on 30th of May 1744 in United Kingdom. Best known works. I will not come to this point first, but I will come to this point. Best known works of this poet, that is Alexander Pope, is the Dunciad, okay, an essay on criticism, and the rape of the lock. Now here students, this poet was a first and foremost tremendous poet of the 18th century era, right? So I hope this is clear to you. He was the poet of 18th century era and he was very famous for his satires and his discursive poetries. Okay, he used to write that. He was very famous for that. Now, excuse me, his best content, that is the best contents or the poems which he have written or the works which he have done are this. But doesn't mean that these are only the best. He have written many best poems, satires, etc. But these are the like jewels. Okay, these are the jewel in his bags. Okay, so I hope the introduction of the poet is understood to you. Now coming to this poem, that is Sound and Sense. Sound and Sense is the poem where the writer of the poem, that is Alexander Pope, is criticizing to the work which is done by the poets. Okay, here criticizing word doesn't mean that he is directly criticizing to some poets or he is directly criticizing to some, you can say, chosen poets. No, he is criticizing the work, that is the literary form of the poem. So here he is giving stress on some points, such as he lays stress on the first and foremost point, that is the poem should be very systematic. There are many poets, according to him, what he says here is, he is saying that there are many poets who write poems, right, who write poems very nicely, but they lay stress on rhyming the words. Okay, rhyming the words doesn't mean that the poem is very good. No, here the Alexander Pope is saying that a poet should know how to rhyme the words in the poem, but he should always, okay, he should always know and keep one thing in mind while writing the poem, and that one thing is that the sound should always match with the meaning of the word in the poem. I am repeating it again, that the sound should match with the meaning of the word in the poem. Okay, it should be into rhyme. Okay, it should be into the rhyme, but it should always match with the sound, that the word should be matched up with the sound of the poem. Okay, I hope the first point is clear to you. Here the poet also says that a poet should always remember that practice makes man perfect. Okay, practice makes man perfect. Here it means that the poet or the poetess should keep on practicing with the literary work which he or she is doing. Why they should keep on practicing? Because while practicing you shine. Okay, you know what, it is always said that when you rub the coal, okay, when you rub the coal to the definite point, it shine and turns into what? It turns into diamond, right? So here the shine is the poem and the rubbing of that particular coal can be compared with the practice of writing the poem which a poet or poetess often do. Okay, so here Alexander Pope is saying that practice should be done regularly. Okay, the poet should not think that okay fine, I have written this poem, its rhyme is good, whether the poem is in iambic pentameter or whether the poem is a sonnet or it is an elegy or it is an ode, anything, but it should match with the sound and the words. Okay, so here he lays stress on 2 points that we clarified. First is that the sound of the word should match with the meaning. Okay, and the second is a poet or the poetess should always keep on practicing to make that poem very bright and it should be understood by the reader. Now the third point which the poet here is wanting to tell to his readers, that is that consonants and vowels should always come in the poem. That is, it makes the poem very soothing and gentle. What makes the poem very soothing and gentle? That is the usage of consonant and vowels. Okay, so these are the these are the 3 points which the poet lays stress on. Okay, he wants the poet should always keep these 3 points in his mind or in her mind, and then he or she should write the poem so that the fruitful result will definitely appear. Okay, so I hope the introduction of the poem is clear to you. Now we will begin with the poem and I will be explaining you each stanza. Okay, I will be explaining you each stanza so that the 3 points which I discussed with you will be very clear to understand with the medium of what? With the medium of poem. Okay, but as of now, I hope the introduction of the poet is easy. Why he have written this poem? He have written this poem because he wanted his readers to know how exactly the poem is written. What are the basic responsibilities of the poet or the poetess while writing a poem. Okay, so thank you for watching. Keep tuning to my channel and stay tuned. We will be soon coming with the stanzas and explanation of the stanzas of the poem. Thank you once again. Thank you and take care.